We heard the opening sections of Mozart's Requiem. Paul Turok, would you like to go first?
Yes, I lost interest in this performance. I actually found it very oppressive. I think that I was wondering if the composer's name was Amadeus and the movie's name was Mozart. I really thought there was something hyped about it. It was just being pushed, and then when the soloists came in, why, they sang very nicely, I thought, especially the soprano. And I just felt it a sort of a throwaway performance. I just lost interest in it, and I found it didn't illuminate the music terribly much, and it didn't do anything for the clarity of the texture, especially in contrast with the performance of the symphony we heard, where such pains were taken to try and illuminate what Mozart had written. Here I felt it was just overbearing. Mm-hmm. And the sound was raucous even after we turned it down a little.
Thank you, Paul Turok. Who's going to go next? Edward Downs?
Sure. I felt something of that overbearing quality. It occurred to me, it's an odd thing to say, that a Requiem Mass could sound shouldn't sound portentous, but the opening movements did, and particularly the Kyrie fugue. I thought that was made to sound almost kind of Grand Guignol, threatening, and that then deprived the Dies Irae, which to me is one of the apocalyptic things in all music, and that somehow did not come out with the power and the tragedy and all the variety of things that it's supposed to have. I felt that the conductor had spent all of that quality, or tried to inject it into the. After all, the Kyrie is a prayer for mercy. Other things that I liked, I thought the tuba mirum came through beautifully. The bass was wonderful, and the trombone solo sounded grand.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Edward Downs. Well, you're in a rather difficult position if you enjoyed the performance, Werner Klemperer, because you have to go fly in the face of your two colleagues here and say precisely what you feel. Did you enjoy the work?
Well, to me, where the introduction of a piece of music is so profound before it ever really starts. This whole introduction he has in this opening movement was just devastating. I totally agree with you. It's the first thing I wrote down. I said soloist out of balance. When the soprano arrived, she was in another city. It was really very odd. And I thought the presence of the chorus for me was too strong. I thought there were three different entities. There was the orchestra, there was the chorus, and there were the soloists, and it wasn't one whole thing. I suspect that whoever conducted this, that his background must be with choruses, and he probably tends to, that's the feeling I had. This guy wants his chorus to sound great. And the chorus did sound wonderful. I also feel very strongly about what you said, this whole beginning of the fugal aspect in the opening movement. I think it was rushed. To me, the tempo immediately was too fast, and all the kind of accents were not clear enough to me, and so it lost me a little. Yeah. But listen, give or take, the opening movements of this great work are great, no matter where you are.
Yes, you said that when listening that it was setting you up for the day. And Paul Turok, you made an
Well, let me just explain that quickly.
Yes,
what I meant,
please.
setting up for the day. It's not because it's a requiem that I'm set up for the day, but it is this kind of music, for me personally, that literally can guide my whole feeling for a whole day. Yes, it absolutely can.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Werner Klemperer. And Paul, you were saying that as a composer, you really have to blot music out for the better part of your day, and I found that fascinating and yet so obvious. It would seem that would have to be the case.
Well, it's not a question of blotting it out so much as not allowing. I love music. When I'm not composing, I'm listening to other people's music, but it's a question of having the discipline not to let it overwhelm you. And, I mean, the emotional power of music is so great that if you don't sort of stay aware of it, it just will overwhelm you. I mean, and a lot of people I know use it strictly for that purpose, and I can't afford to.
Yes, aren't you glad that you don't have that problem, Edward Downs?
Yeah.
Yes, that you, Werner. Yeah, it's
I
marvelous.
love to
Can
be
wallow in it.
overwhelmed. I mean, I think for me, this is so subjective, but for me, the overwhelming aspect is so fascinating because when you are, and I'm very seldom really overwhelmed.
I think that the part of the problem is that, or the answer for you is that you don't have to then sit down and compose.
No,
and
no, I
compose
don't.
yeah.
But you know, it applies to a certain extent to great art too. I have walked through a great exhibition and then felt quite drained emotionally afterwards in terms of doing any creative work.
Yeah. I'm sorry we have to leave this discussion, but we're running out of time. It's another Angel recording. Daniel Barenboim conducting the Chœur et Orchestre de Paris with soloists Kathleen Battle, Anne Murray, David Rendall, and Matti Salminen. That wonderful bass. Thank you, gentlemen. We conclude First Hearing for today. Our critics, Edward Downs, Paul Turok, and Werner Klemperer. Werner, come back very soon. It's been very enjoyable. And
I'd love to.
I'll probably see you at the Maestro anyway. Until next week at the same time. This is Lloyd.
Our reputation is in danger
Yes,
here.
I guess you're right. For First Hearing. First Hearing is programmed and produced by George Jelinek.